In this video, we're going to cover the typical connection issues between a Toshiba copier and Drivve image software. A customer will have an issue with Drivve image not launching properly for various reasons. So I'm going to use this VNC viewer to look at the copier interface. And I'm going to touch the Drivve image icon right on the control panel, and it'll launch Drivve image, but we're receiving a message that the device is not registered. This could be caused by a couple of things. For instance, a new copier has been rolled in. It's been cloned from the old copier, so it has all the settings in it, but it still doesn't work. That could be caused by the MAC address changing. The new copier has a different MAC address, so we have to reconnect to it and make sure that we connect a license to it. So we'll launch the Drivve Image Administration tool. You'll find it on the desktop and in the Drivve program group. So we'll launch Drivve Image. We'll pull down the Tools menu and take the first selection, which is Device Management. We'll find our copier. We look at the IP address of the copier that we're having an issue with. We can select it, and we see that there's a red X, so no license is applied to it. But the first thing we want to do is reconnect. And you can see this MAC address is very important. The license is actually assigned to the MAC address. So I'm going to click Connect. It'll ping that IP address and pull back the correct MAC address, and we can see that that changed. So I'll say OK, and I will assign a license to the device by checking this box. We have 4 available licenses. I'm going to click this. My red X goes away. Say OK, and I save. Once that save operation is fully complete, I'll go back to the copier and try again. And now Drivve image launches just fine, and we're working again. Another issue that frequently happens is an IP address change on the computer that's running Drivve image. A lot of times it'll be installed on a desktop that may be set to DHCP, and the IP address may change over time. When that sort of thing happens, and or there's an administrative password change for the credentials that are running Drivve image, and its ability to interface with the IIS may change. When that happens, you'll get this kind of an interface at the copier. You'll get a load failed, you'll get a red X, you might get a 503 error, but regardless, Drivve image isn't loading. And the way to fix that is to check that IP address first off. So we'll launch a command prompt, do an IP config, and we can see that the address of this machine is 24. I'm going to go in and click Edit, and we look at this URL down here, and it's set to 24, so it's set correctly. So I'm going to copy this. We know that this is a good link, and I'm going to pull up the copier. We'll go into Administration and EWB, and we can see that this address is incorrect. So Drivve image, the admin tool, had the correct address. If it was incorrect there, we would have replaced it there, but we do have to replace it here. So I'm going to paste that new address in that ends in 24. I'm going to paste it in the server registration area. Click Add and get rid of the old one by deleting it. I can update this link. I'll go in and update this link. It's very important to remember to go change out the icon on the menu. This icon that we put on the menu earlier is still attached to the old IP address that was in the EWB section of Top Access. So we'll delete this and re-add it so it'll have our new IP address. And also, before we can even test, we have to reset up the connection between Drivve Image and IIS because of that IP address change. So in the Drivve Image Programs section, we will see IIS configuration. So I'm going to pull this tool up. This tool is also necessary if there's been a password change to the credentials that run Drivve Image and IIS on this machine. So we need local administrative credentials in order to be able to run IIS and connect Drivve Image to it. But assuming that the password hasn't changed, I'm just going to go ahead and click Reinstall, which will reinitialize IIS with all the new IP addresses, and things should start working again. If the credentials have changed, right at this Setting Permissions area, it will come back and say you don't have appropriate credentials to run IIS. You'll have to get that new password from the customer or have them type it in and reinstall with this IIS configuration tool. This reconfiguration runs for approximately 5 minutes. It depends on the speed of the machine you're running on, of course. But I'm going to pause the video and pick back up at the end. And here we can see the IIS configuration tool is completed. It'll give us a list of the ports that had opened in the firewall to communicate back and forth with the copier and Drivve Image. We'll say OK to that. And now we'll go give this another test. We do have to hit function clear twice to make sure that the icon that we're looking at on the copier is updated with the new icon that we set up in Top Access. We'll try Drivve Image, and now it is working.